In this tutorial, we'll be going over how to use the mileage log. We'll begin by selecting the Mile Tracker app on our iPads. The very first thing we're going to want to do is check those preferences to make sure that all the settings in this application are going to give us the right output when we save the file and view it in the computer. So we'll go ahead and click that Prefs button in the top right hand corner. Now that we're in Preferences, we're going to match all the settings to the ones that I'm mentioning here. So we're going to go ahead and start with the exports. So if you see that Set Exported Fields down below, we'll go ahead and click on that. Once this Exported Fields pop-up appears, we want all your exported fields to look exactly like this and get them in this order, because this is the order that it's gonna come out on as that final document that we are reading once all the mileage is put in for the month. And if it's not set up this way, then it's gonna be really hard to figure out. So you want to have date first, client's name, amount, project, vehicle, start mileage, and stop mileage. You can check and uncheck any of these exported fields. If you have ones that are different and they're checked, just click on it again and it will uncheck it. The way to move these fields around is you hold this little 3-bar button. It's like 3 vertical bars, or horizontal bars, sorry. Right there, you'll see them though. That 3 bars right to the right of the check mark. You tap on that and you hold it, and you can slide that exported field name up and down. So that's how you put them in the order, but this is the order that we would like to have it in. Date, client's name, amount, project, vehicle, start mileage, and stop mileage. And once those exported fields are set, it's time to check the rest of the settings right now. So the settings we'll be looking at are these on and off buttons. Those are the only ones we need to worry about changing at this moment. And we're also going to set the mileage cost to $1, but we'll do that in just a second. The first one we'll be taking a look at is pre-fill start odometer. We want that on. Mileage intents, we want off. Use decimal point, we want on. Keyboard clicks, we want on. Fast new entry, we want off. Payment, we want off. Client, we want on. And description, we want off. When you scroll down a little bit, you can see the next few settings. The project, we want on. Multiple vehicles, we want on. Reimbursable is going to be off. Notes are going to be off. I'm going to also show you guys how to change the dollar amount for the mileage. So we'll click this business column right here. So once we've opened that mileage allowance, we want to set it to 50 cents per mile for our private mileage, and then click save afterwards. Now that that mileage allowance is set for 50 cents per private mile, we're going to go ahead and do the rest of the settings. And we scroll down a little bit more. We want this include header on. Include column headings on. And use last client's rate off. Once we've saved the settings, we'll need to create a new mileage log for the current job and day that we are working. Tap on the New Log button on the bottom left-hand corner of the application. Once you see this new log pop-up appear, we're going to need to click on Title. Once that Edit Log Name pop-up appears, you're going to want to type this into the text area, mileage underscore, your first and last initials, the current month that you're creating this mileage log for, and the first day of the month with the date. So 4/1/12. From there we can go ahead and press save. Now that we've entered that new title for our log name, we're going to change the start and end dates for this mileage log. So tap on the start date area, and we're going to go ahead and change this from the date that it's given me to August 1st, because we want to get that whole month of August in this mileage log. So once we've changed that date to April 1st, the first day of the month, we're going to go ahead and set the new end date for the last day of the month. So from April 7th to April 30th, and we'll click save. Now that we've changed the title of the log and the start and end date to be from April 1st to April 30th, we'll go ahead and click save this log. Now that this month's mileage log is created, we'll need to make a new log entry, and we'll do this by clicking the new mileage button in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, and we'll tap on the mileage button. So this is the pop-up screen that we're going to be editing all the details of that day's mileage in. Let's go ahead and click the start date on the top of this list. So when we're changing these dates, all we're doing is setting it to the day that we drove and how far we drove and all that, and which car we drove. So to change the date, you simply tap on any of these month days in this calendar, and to switch the month, you just click left or right on these little arrow buttons that are on either side of the day of the month and the year it is. So we'll go ahead and change this to April 1st, since that's the day that we're working it on. So once it's set to the correct date, we can go ahead and click anywhere on the screen to exit that date pop-up. So due to the fact that these are the private vehicle mileages, we're not going to worry about setting the vehicles, because you're always going to be using your own personal vehicle. There's no reason to specify if it's a company vehicle or not. So we'll click this Enter Start Mileage tab just below the vehicles. So once we've tapped that area to enter the start mileage, we're going to go ahead and make sure it's on start/stop odometer, and we'll go ahead and put in the start mileage. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1,000 in to start with. Alright, so there's my 1,000. You want to make sure you're actually putting this mileage in and making sure it's accurate with the vehicle that you're using for the day. So once you hop in the first vehicle for the day, you're just going to want to put in the total mileage that you're starting with. And for my end of the day, or the stop odometer, I'm going to put in 1075. So according to this, I drove 75 miles today. Make sure you never touch these allowances. You just want to leave that alone. So now that I've tapped out of the mileage tab, you can tell that there's that 75 miles that I drove, and it even gives you the dollar amount for how much mileage was used up. So next we're going to tap this From tab. So once we tap that From tab, you'll see this Edit From pop-up window appear. I already have Wilson in there because that's just an example job. And it's to show you guys that once you add a job, all you've got to do is click this Wilson Newport or click the selections from the frequent locations, and that'll just pop it right in there. You don't have to write it out each time. So we'll go ahead and add the Paris office to these frequent locations by clicking this Edit Frequent Locations button on the bottom right of that Edit From pop-out. So once we're in Edit Frequent Locations, we're going to want to click on that Add a New Location button. Once we've clicked Add a New Location, this new location pop-up window appears, and we can go ahead and type that name in there of the new location. It also asks for an address, but we're not going to do that. We're just putting in the names, and we're putting in the start and stop odometer as our mileage. So we'll go ahead and add the Paris office. Once we've added Paris office, go ahead and click that Save button in the top right hand corner of that new location pop-up. And we're almost done. Once we've saved it, it comes back to this edit location screen, and all we've got to do is press done in the top corner of that edit location pop-out. So as you can see, the Paris office has been added to that frequent locations list. We're going to go ahead and click Paris office, so that's going to be the example that we're starting from. So once that From location is set, we're going to need to click on the To location and select that as well. So we'll go ahead and tap that To column. Once we're in the Edit To column, all we're going to do is just click on Wilson-Newport Beach, and we're going to make that our destination. And now you can see that Wilson Newport Beach is on there as the To location. So we're leaving from the office in Paris to Wilson in Newport Beach. So we'll go ahead and click that Project tab next. So once we're in this Project Edit tab, we're going to pretty much do the same thing we did with the From and To places. We're going to edit those so that the project will let us pick whether we're doing a pack out, cleaning, pack back, or if it's just overhead and there's no direct job because we're working in the office. So we'll click this Edit Frequent Projects in the bottom right hand of the Edit Project pop-up. And once we click that Edit Frequent Projects, we'll go ahead and click on Add a New Project. So we'll add Pack Out as our new project right now. Once we've added Pack Out, we can just click Save at the top right of that new project pop-up. So once you've saved Pack Out to the list, it'll bring you back to this Edit Locations. We're going to click on Add a New Project again because we still need to add cleaning and pack back. So click Add New Project, and we're going to go ahead and write pack back in there and save that one. So once it's saved, we come back to this edit pop-up window. You see pack back in there. We're going to add one more project, so we're going to add the cleaning. So go ahead and click Add a New Project one more time. So there it is. We'll add cleaning and we'll save that, and voila, you can see all of the project, or actually production, orders that we do. So whether it's pack out, pack back, cleaning, or overhead, it's all in this list. So we're good to press done in that top right hand corner. So now that they're all in that list, to pick a project, you simply tap on one. So I'm going to go ahead and set this project as we're doing pack out. So I'll click pack out and then click the save button at the top right hand corner of this edit project pop-up. So now that I've saved it, you can see it right there in that project column, pack out. And we're going to go ahead and set the client now. So click on that clients column. So once you've clicked the clients column, you'll go ahead and notice the pop-up. We're going to click the new client button in the bottom right hand corner of that pop-up. So when we're adding a client, we want to be sure to put the correct job name and code that is for that job. So we're going to do Fazio here, and we'll put that in and save it. So I put in Fazio, F-A-I-S-O dot R dot 1512.con. This is the code that we're saving, and I added con to the end just so that we're aware that it's contents. And we'll click that save button in the top right hand corner of this new client pop out. So once we've saved it as a new client, we're going to go ahead and actually click on Fazio in this client selection area and click done, and that should pop that Fazio R1512.con right up into that client column. So now that we've finished this new mileage page for the day and for this specific job and vehicle, we can go ahead and press save in that top right hand corner.
So once you've saved that mileage log for the day and that trip, it's going to show up here in this mileage log, and you're going to actually be able to see a couple more once you get more in there, and they'll show up down here. So you see that $32.50 for the 75 miles, so it's got that 50 cents per mile. And once we're done with these, I'm going to show you guys how to upload them to Ignite. So we'll click the options button in the bottom of this page.
And once the options pop-up opens, we're going to want to press email. Once the email this file pop-up appears, we're going to want to go ahead and just click email. Since this send file in an email page opens, you're going to want to send this file to yourself. The reason being, you can't upload the file straight from your application on your iPad to Ignite. So what you're going to do is email yourself, and then you're going to take that file that you emailed and upload it from there to Ignite. So I'm going to put here my email and send it to myself. And once I've added my email, I'm going to go ahead and click the send button in the top right hand corner of the page. So now that we've emailed that to ourselves, we're going to exit out of this app and go locate that email to load it into Ignite. So I'm going to open up that email now, and I'm going to try to find the one I just sent myself. Alright, so I've got my email open. I see it right there, the mileage April 1st, 2012. So I can go ahead and open that. Now that that email's open, I can see there's an attachment in there. I'm going to want to go ahead and click on that mileage for April attachment. Once that attachment opens, we're going to click on the upper right hand corner button, and that'll let us open it into Ignite.